He got kicked out of school last year. A lot of people, he always had guns on him and stuff like that. So crazy stuff that he did, just not right for school. He got kicked out of school multiple times for this kind of stuff.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm coming out to the east side with the casualty and ambulance standing by, critical casualty.
Say that they are treating this as a mass casualty incident. Between 20 and 50 victims is what we're hearing from the Margate Fire Department. This was just handed to me from our assignment desk. Very disturbing, very troubling news alert that we just got from the Margate Fire Department, that this is a mass casualty incident, that there may be from 20 to 50 victims. This seems to go in line with what you're hearing from the student who is inside the school. We hope that this is wrong, that this is not the case, but that is what we just found out from the Margate Fire Department.
This is the Florida shooter, Nicholas Cruz. This is his Instagram. This is his first post from December 2015. I mean, I don't even know how to interpret that. If he's, I don't know, clearly into weapons.
Was he known to carry guns or what?
He carried multiple guns. He showed me his guns. I was kicked out of school myself, and I saw what guns he had. He showed me personally. And not a lot of times the kids wouldn't pick on him for that kind of stuff because they knew what could go on.
Yeah.
But he was kicked out of the school last year, and I guess he came back, you know, because he wasn't a student here this year. He definitely wasn't. So.
That's his face.
The sheriff says the alleged gunman was captured off campus. He was seen surrounded by police, being placed into custody.
Wow. I plan on getting this, but I need more information on it. So if someone could give me advice on how much I'm spending and background checks, please, to God, let me know. So I wonder if that is the gun that he used.
He had countless magazines, multiple magazines, and at this point we believe he had one AR-15 rifle. I don't know if he had a second weapon.
Authorities say 26-year-old Devin Kelly opened fire during services Sunday, killing more than 24 people.
There are a lot of questions about how this mass murderer continued to slip through the system time and time again.
We are now learning from a police report that the gunman had escaped a mental facility in 2012 after trying to smuggle weapons onto an Air Force base and making death threats against his military superiors.
He was repeatedly under investigation from everything from sex assault to sneaking weapons onto a military base. There were major failures that allowed this violent man to buy weapons that he ultimately used, at least one of them, to kill half of a congregation.
Coming into view from the left, 26-year-old Esteban Santiago pulls out his pistol and opens fire.
passengers run for cover as Santiago moves out of camera range through the baggage claim section, where police say he emptied his 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The question is why Santiago even had a gun, which had been taken away last November when he showed up at the FBI office in Alaska to claim he was hearing voices about ISIS.
That the federal government already knew his reaction. They already knew the thoughts that he was having and how they weren't good. He's hearing voices that the CIA is telling him to join certain groups. This was in November.
After the trial, you discovered that the government knew a lot more about the Garland attack than they had let on.
That's right. Yeah. After the trial, we found out that they had had an undercover agent who had been texting with Simpson less than 3 weeks before the attack to him tear up Texas.
The man he's talking about was a special agent of the FBI, working undercover, posing as an Islamic radical. The government disclosed that the FBI undercover agent had actually traveled to Garland, Texas, and was present at the event. The undercover agent was in a car directly behind Elton Simpson and Nader Sufi when they started shooting. This cell phone photo of school security guard Bruce Joyner and police officer Greg Stevens was taken by the undercover agent seconds before the attack.
The idea that he's taken a photograph of the two people who happened to be attacked moments before they're attacked,
it's stunning.
If you're wondering what happened to the FBI's undercover agent, he fled the scene, but was stopped at gunpoint by Garland police. This is video of him in handcuffs recorded by a local news crew. We've blurred his face to protect his identity.
Bryce Cuellar will have a lot of time to think about the charges against him. He's being held here right now at the Clark County Jail tonight. And this is the arrest report, and it is chilling. It says that Cuellar was tired of America and would soon begin killing. Tonight, we try to speak with a woman connected with Cuellar, but she was in no mood to talk. We asked this woman outside this apartment building if she knows Bryce Cuellar, a man accused of making terrorist threats on a YouTube video. Do you know him?
Wow, you don't even have your facts straight on this.
But she would not answer our questions, only telling us we don't have our facts straight. But what are the facts?
You need to leave us alone.
So we give her the chance to set the record straight. Did he make any terrorist threats? Did he threaten to kill people?
You don't know what you're talking about.
According to this police record, Cuellar posted a suspicious and threatening YouTube video. It was taken down. Metro says they can't show us the post. We try to ask the woman about the video, but she won't talk with us. Are you related to him?
You need to go. I'm not talking to you. You need to go.
Metro confirms they and Henderson police arrested Cuellar several times over the past 3 years. Metro confirms they and Henderson police arrested Cuellar several times over the past 3 years. He says several times in the video he's going to kill people and cannot wait to use the rifle in a manner in which the founding fathers intended. According to the report, Cuellar claims he's a Christian warrior who wants to kill gays and lesbians and Satanists. The report also says that he beat up his wife after posting the video, and he says he was angry and drunk when he posted that video.
In watching that video, Your Honor, it becomes very clear that Mr. Cuellar is a danger to society. His hate-filled propaganda is the stuff that makes people scared to live their lives and law enforcement officers afraid to do their jobs. That's exactly what we have here, is a man who uses his words as threats, and there's truth behind those words. His behavior started back in 2011 when he first had contact with Metro police officers at the scene of a shooting. When they made contact with him, he becomes aggressive, starts yelling at him, tells them, "Fuck you, pigs," and goes on with his way. And they stopped him. Upon being stopped, he begins yelling at them, calling them communists, telling them that once revolution begins, it's going to be a bad day for police.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to any of this information coming forward as if it's prior bad acts that they're trying to use or an aggravator. This isn't anything that's included in the PSI report.
New reports reveal alleged South Florida shooter Nicholas Cruz was actually on the FBI's radar, and students even joked the troubled teen would, quote, shoot up the school one day. Following the horrific slaying of at least 17 people on Valentine's Day, BuzzFeed News has learned 19-year-old Cruz perked the ears of the FBI last fall after commenting on a YouTube video, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter."
What I'm actually here about is the FBI just left my house in regards to this situation. And let me give you a little bit of backstory. Back in September 2017, matter of fact, September 24th, 2017, I sent a screenshot of a comment on one of my videos. Now, people keep asking me which video was it. I don't know. I don't remember what video it was. When I saw the comment come through on my studio app on my iPhone, I screenshot out of the comment. I hit the report button, reported it to YouTube. Of course, they removed the comment, and then I tried to email it to the FBI. I found an email address, tips@fbi.gov, sent it to that email address. I immediately got back a domain error. Basically, that email address didn't exist. So I looked up the number for our local field office, and I called and I left a message. Well, the next day, I had 2 FBI agents standing in my office, taking down the information, taking copies of the screenshot, and asking me questions that, of course, I couldn't answer.
According to the Sun Sentinel, he had since been working at a dollar store, was getting an adult education, and legally purchased the AR-15 weapon used in the attack, but had been forced to keep it in a gun safe. ABC News reporting Cruz and his younger brother were adopted as infants by Roger and Linda Cruz. Roger died from a heart attack years ago, but his adopted mother had just died from the flu in November. A neighbor telling CBS News his adoptive mother had been bringing him to therapy, but that all ended once she died. Florida's Attorney General has announced the state will pay the funeral expenses of the victims.